Assalamualaikum and have a very good morning. Today we want to discuss and present about later disease COVID-19. Firstly, thank to Madam Selvarani because has provided knowledge and guidance in this semester for subject Psychology of Communication code ACM 2123. So we have five presenters. First, Wan Nurul Ain binti Wan Muhammad. Second, Nurul Najwa Shakira binti Azman. Third, Nur Fatih Izzati binti Muhammad Nur. Fourth, Siti Zulfa Hanis binti Zulkifli. And last, Quratul Ainakiyah binti Laili.
Matrix number 1190326. I will introduce about COVID-19. Nowadays, many people has worried about this pandemic, which is pandemic COVID-19. COVID-19 is known as the corona pandemic, is ongoing pandemic of coronavirus disease 2019. It was first identified in the middle of December 2019 in Wuhan, China. The coronavirus has been spreading suddenly in January 2020 in Malaysia. Now, more than 80 million cases has been confirmed, with more than 1 million deaths associated to COVID-19. The virus spread typically via smell droplets which are spread when person with COVID-19 cough or exhale. The group have a higher risk, which are older adult, which is more than 40 years old. Second, people with health condition problem, which is heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and or high blood pressure. And lastly, pregnant women. Symptoms of coronavirus. Symptoms of coronavirus are highly mutable, ranging from none to severe illness. The main symptoms of coronavirus are: first, high temperature, which is 38 Celsius and above. Second, a new or continuous cough. And lastly, a low sense of smell and taste. The less common symptoms are irritability, confusion, anxiety, depression, sleep disorder, more severe and rare neurological complications such as stroke, brain inflammations, delirium, and nerve damage. If you have a symptom of corona, you should seek medical care immediately. If possible, call your healthcare provider or health facility first. In other words, you will direct to the clinic or hospital to do a swab test. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Nur Fatih Izzati binti Muhammad Nur. My matric number 1190319. I continue with origin and spread of coronavirus from Wuhan to the world. Jakarta IDM time, the coronavirus has been the hottest topic since the last 2 weeks of January 2020. The virus suddenly became a terrible terror to the world community, especially after taking the lives of hundreds of people in just 2 weeks. One of the most worrying things is that the virus continues to search for prey, while the cure has yet to be found. The new type of coronavirus has become a concern for the world community on January 2020. Health authorities in Wuhan City, Hubei province, China said 3 people died in Wuhan after suffering from pneumonia caused by the virus. Reported from the ASEAN Nikkei Review, the news immediately upset Chinese people who will be travelling home to celebrate the Lunar New Year on January 25, 2020. The virus felt even more frightening for residents because it is related to acute respiratory syndrome, which one killed almost 615 people in China and Hong Kong in 2002 and 2003. A new type of coronavirus that is attacking the world community today in medical terms is called the 2019 novel coronavirus. Quote from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, cdc.gov, the coronavirus is a type of virus identified as a cause of respiratory disease first detected in Wuhan City in China. The virus is known to first appear in the animal and seafood market in Wuhan City. It was later reported that many patients were suffering from the virus and were associated with the animal and seafood market. The first people to fall ill due to this virus are also known to be traders in the market. Lastly, quote from the BBC Health and Science correspondent Michael Robert and James Gallagher said that in the wholesale market of animal and seafood, wild animals such as snake, bear, and chicken were sold. They suspect that the new coronavirus can almost certainly come from a snake. It is also thought that the virus spread from animal to human and then from human to human. Thank you.
My name Siti Zulfahanis binti Zulkifli. My matrix number 1190322. COVID-19 affect humans. The outbreak of the COVID-19 epidemic has infected more than 4.7 million people and result in the loss of more than 300,000 lives. Then, the spread of virus infection also changed the pattern of human life and inhibit economic growth drastically. This resulted in many job losses. As many as 20.5 million people lost their jobs in the United States last April, thus causing the unemployment rate to rise to 14.7%. In Malaysia, the number of unemployed in March recorded a 17.1% increase to 610 and 500 people compared to 521,300 people in the same month. Economic pressure and sudden change in social life during the pandemic are currently among the cause of emotional stress among the community struggling with the uncertainty of life, so that it does not have a negative impact on the people around. Failure to manage the stress can lead to actions outside the humanitarian boundaries that can cause problems in society. COVID-19 job loss and income. The World Food and Agriculture Organization recently warned that every country should give emphasis to efforts to ensure that the food supply chain is not affected. Meanwhile, the Global Report on the Food Crisis 2020 states that countries with food supply problems will face difficult choices, whether to save the lives of the people from COVID-19 or save the lives of the people from starvation. Apart from the issues of hunger problems that will affect humans, it will also create unemployment problems and will have a deeper impact on humans in the future. The economy shrinking at a rate of 3%, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) proves the global unemployment rate could reach up to 10.4% this year, compared to just 3.7% last year, severe as a result of this crisis. An estimate 2 billion people work in informal economic sector worldwide.
My name is Nurul Najwa Shakira binti Azman, metric number 1190311. I will continue with COVID-19 propaganda. Earlier this year, as the coronavirus seems to abruptly explode out of China and engulf of the globe, some of country has spread the propaganda during the occurrence of coronavirus. In China, a propaganda campaign to try to turn the pandemic into a political win for Beijing was launched by the Chinese authorities. The point that China rose to the challenge of the outbreak and exemplified the position of a responsible great power is at the core of this campaign. The Chinese government pushed back against demands from international observers to investigate the source of the virus as early as January, arguing that such attempts are politically motivated attempts to discredit China. It remains to be seen whether the long-term effect of the crisis have had on China's international reputation and whether the CCP handling of the crisis. Rooted in judgment theory, which is concerned with the discrimination and categorization of stimuli, it attempts to explain how attitudes are expressed, judged, and modified. A judgment occurs when a person compares at least two stimuli and makes choice about them. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Wanurul Ain Bintuan Muhammad. My metric number 1190307. I will continue about proposal eliminate the COVID-19 chain. Firstly, perform filter a free health screening at the health center. Help the government by appearing voluntary and undergoing prescribed screening examination, especially for those who have symptoms such as cold, sore throat, fever, and so on. Furthermore, quarantine yourself if you have just returned from any country, especially China, Korea, Italy, or Japan, or others. You are advised to report to the health center and do self-quarantine for 14 consecutive days. In addition, wear a face mask if you are not as healthy as a cold or cold. Wear a face mask and seek treatment at the clinic or hospital immediately. Do not use the same face mask over and over again. It is best to change the face mask from time to time. Moreover, staying at home, on the other words, stay at home, can prevent us from being infected with the COVID-19 virus. This is the best time to spend quality time with your family. Parents can be creative by doing various activities with their children, such as cleaning the house, carpentry, cooking, gardening, sport, and others that are indoors and do not need to go out. Besides this, improve personal hygiene and home area, which is always prioritize personal hygiene, such as frequent bathing and frequent hand washing properly using soap or using hand sanitizer. Also, disinfection of home areas is also strongly encouraged to eradicate the virus. Lastly, keep a distance of 1 meter if you need to go out, such as buying goods or toward or unavailable matter. Make sure you keep a distance of 1 meter from contact. Also, we are also encouraged to maintain good health, such as food, eating nutritious food, and doing simple exercise in the house. The government has played their role in eradicating the COVID-19 virus seriously. So let us support the government's effort and to restore the situation so that it can return normally by just staying at home for 14 days only.
In the conclusion, COVID-19 may be another endemic virus in the community. It will never disappear or be eradicated like HIV, even if we succeed in overcoming its transmission. Dr. Ryan said he also did not believe if anyone could predict when the outbreak would end. Earlier, WHO Chief Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus stressed that there was still a possibility to control the virus. Efforts to curb it lie in each other's hands. All parties need to play a role in stopping this pandemic, adding that the move to control the virus requires massive effort even if the vaccine is successfully produced. In another development, world leaders stressed that the COVID-19 vaccine and treatment should be provided free of charge to every individual. Previously, health experts had warned of the impact if the virus spread in developing countries where the medical system is very weak. Currently, the UN also warns that the pandemic has triggered widespread mental health problems, especially in countries that lack investment to address the issue. Proactive measures need to be taken to reduce the burden on health workers and frontliner members. The support and cooperation of the public and the people in understanding their duties is also needed when the country is facing this COVID-19 crisis. If COVID-19 is not dealt with quickly and accurately, it results in a double increase in mortality, environmental damage, economic downturn, and profound psychological effects. The effect of a disaster on the victim involves psychosocial, mental, and physical effects. These include isolation, depression, psychological change, fear, discouragement, emotional distress, or anxiety. However, this effect is not only experienced by disaster victims, but also by health workers and frontliner members, as they are equally involved in disaster management. The role of the media in building trust and credibility from the public is also very important during disasters. People need to be sensitive by disseminating and using authentic and credible information. They also need to be prepared to receive new information that is informative, calm, and address issues instead of debating. The job of the public is also to avoid giving negative response or comments. Thank you.